Okay, good morning. It's been long I did this here. Yes, I've been quite busy. I've been choked up. I've been stressed up because of farming. Yes, I've been stressed up, and I'm going to tell you about that later. But this morning I'll be discussing with you climate change effect, rainfall pattern against the incoming season. Remember, this is February ending. Today is 20 something, and we're entering March. And normally, in normal cases, in normal situations, by March we should be expecting rainfall. As in some areas, I even learned there was an heavy rainfall in Ogun State last week or so. And but no, we've not had ours there. And though there's heat, and we know rain is soon coming, but so I'm expecting by March we should be seeing rainfall. And already, if you're a farmer or you're into farm, you have a farmland, or you want to cultivate anything, by now you should be clearing your land. By now you should be getting prepared for the rain, because I know 90-something% of farmers in Nigeria are rain dependent, as in we wait for the rain to farm. Though now, as I'm saying, I'm discussing climate change. I'm not going to deviate from climate change. It's been quite a long time I got into live session like this. Now, but why did I bring this up this morning? I got a link. Somebody just sent me a link about the NIMET. NIMET, N-I-M-E-T, Nigeria Institute of Meteorological whatever. Sorry, I'm not good. I may not know the full meaning, NIMET, but they're the ones that are in charge of predictions of rainfall. They tell us, okay, in this area, expect this quantity of rainfall. You know, they have some meteorological meters that they normally use to check it out. And I got some of the link this morning. And if you are a farmer, or you're planning farmer, or you intend to just get into the farm, so please take some few time to go through NIMET predictions. But see, the predictions might not be extremely accurate, you know, but it's a guidance. It serves as a kind of guidance for you to be able to. It serves as a kind of guidance for you to be able to know, okay, in my area we'll have enough rainfall. In so area we will not have enough rainfall, or in this area, you know, these are the things you really need to familiarize yourself with as farmer. Now, let me just briefly tell you my home. From the predictions, I was able to bring some things out. It obviously means rainfall in this coming season is not going to be regular as it used to be. In the other predictions we've been following, or the rainfall pattern before, rainfall in a year is usually between 440 millimeter, or mm to 1 degree like that. But now it is less. The second thing I'm able to pick out from the prediction is that between some few months, it depends in the area where you fall into. If you fall into, so that's why I say you need to go, I'm just giving you some brief regard of it, then you need to go into it and check more about it so that you understand what is going to happen in your area. In some areas, they said, in some area predictions, it's like for like 2 weeks or 20 to 30 days in between the rainy season, there will be no rainfall. You know what that means? There will be drought. When we say there's drought happens when we are in rainy season and there's no rainfall. If you do geography or so in secondary school, most of us that do geography in secondary school, you will have come across the class where they said, where they predict and say, in the southwest, rainfall starts in March and stops in November. But because of the effect of climate change, it's no more like that. Rainfall doesn't start in March and stop in November as it used to be. Yes, rainfall will start around March or April. If you're in the south, or if you're in the southern western area of the country, rainfall will start around March. Possibly it might not even start in March. That used to be the prediction before, March to November, but no more again because of the climate change effect. So your rainfall will start around March, April, or even May. And in between, by the time you get to June, July, it will stop for like 30 days. In those periods, if you are a farmer or an intended farmer, you should plan to have irrigation to block those 30 days. Because if you have a plant on the farm in those 30 days that there's no rainfall, your plant will have died. Now, I don't want to muddle things together. I told you I'm discussing the rainfall pattern for the coming year, for this planting season. As in, this is March, this is February, we're entering March already. And every farmer right now, if you are planning to just be a farmer, or you've been a farmer before, you know we are planning to start farming. Now, we have two areas in Nigeria. We normally generalize Nigeria into two areas, not exactly two areas. We have the north, we have the south, we have the west, and we have the east. But the way we group it, we put northern part as one. Then we put south and west as one. Southwest. Then we put the southeast as one regional geographical area. I'm discussing not in your map. I'm discussing what we do on the farm, how we classify different areas on the farm, as in agricultural practices. Now, those are different areas. So our rainfall predictions is differ from one area to the other. As in, the north predictions is different from the southwest, which is different from the southeast. In most areas of the southeast, rainfall start by February. I understand some places have seen rainfall this year. In some area of the southwest, rainfall start by March. But in some area of the north, it start by April, May, by May. That was before prediction. That is the way rainfall used to be in those days. In those days when there was no climate change. Now, if you will ask me, what is climate change? I'm just a farmer that try to equip myself with what is on ground or what will make my farm to be profitable. So climate change is the system whereby everything has changed. All the climatic factors have changed. Now, what are the climatic factors? We have rainfall, we have temperature, we have sunlight, we have the cold and the cloud. Now, let me pick one and explain into details. When you now talk of them as climate change, you know, sun used to come out in some areas. Sun will come out by 6 o'clock in the morning and it will go down by 5. They will say suns in the evening. Now you discover that when the sun come out now, it's extremely hot than it used to be before. Why is that? There is a cloud that is covering the sun initially. There used to be a cloud, a layer that is covering the sun. Due to human activities, we, me, you, and some other people with the companies and everything, what are the activities? Our activities like burning grasses, cutting things, and destroying environment. Those cloud that is covering this cloud were gradually decreasing, it start reducing. So as those things are reducing, as those clouds are reducing, the effect of the sun is felt more, as in it intensify on the earth, and that's why we're having hotter summer. The same thing happened with the rainfall. We've changed. The climate change is due to the activities of human being, and that is why you hear in some other countries now they're shouting, plant more trees. The trees will help. Then there's higher release of oxygen. We breathe in oxygen and breathe out CO2, but the CO2 we are breathing out did not have trees that we accommodate them. So we have a lot of it in the atmosphere, and those are the things that are affecting climate. That is why during the cold is excessive, or when rainfall now there'll be flood. Areas that have not experienced flood before are now experiencing flood because of the climate change. And who bear much of this effort, who bear much of these challenges is the farmer, because we are the direct one using all this climate. We need the rainfall, we need the sun, we need cloud, we need everything. So it is the farmers that are bearing. I'm sure you're on Farm Villa page, yeah? And if you're on Farm Villa page, it means you are here because you have an intention to be either a farmer, agribusiness, or you've come to buy something from the page, or you want to, there's a lot of things you can benefit from this. So this is what is that is climate change. So you need to find, as a farmer now, I'm just telling you the predictions, the rainfall predictions for this year. It means prepare yourself against drought, and prepare yourself. Don't plant long-term crops. Prepare yourself against drought, and if possible, if you can find a way to get irrigation, as in get some type of irrigation, as in that those 30 days, 20 days when there will be drought, not just once. There's a drought. I learned there will be drought in June, July. No, there will be one around May, June. There will be one around July, August. Those periods are periods when farmers have crop on the farm. If you have a farmer near you, discuss with them. If you want to listen to Yoruba version, go and Google my name there and check Ishiagbe. You will understand I speak in Yoruba there, enlightening people about telling farmers on what to do so that they will have a profitable farm. You keep wondering now why there's food scarcity in the market, why there's plenty food scarcity, when we say there's food scarcity, what do we mean? We mean there's food scarcity because the food that is available is smaller than the quantity of people that want to eat. As in, you see, a lot of poultry farms have closed down, a lot of, because they couldn't access the materials they will use to produce feed for their livestock, because farmers in the farm did not get good yield this year, because the climate change effect affect the rainfall. You can see it's in a cycle. One affects one and it affects the other. So, and now farmers are the primary producers. We are the primary givers. I'm a farmer, yes. Farmers are the primary producers. We are the primary givers. So because we are the primary givers and we are the primary producer, it's easy for farmer to first start the effect, and then it escalates into other sectors, and that is why there's higher cost of food prices, and that is why a lot of things are changing. And if care is not taken for this year planting season again, it will have the repeat system. And if you are here, you're not a farmer, you're watching the video, you're listening to me here, I will also advise you don't need to be a farmer, but you can plant some things at the back of your house. You can plant in sack, in bags. You can plant, you can do a lot of things that could bring in money for you. You can invest in a lot of things that not even bringing money, so that you will reduce the cost you are spending on food. And if this class has been a bit beneficial to you, let me share this. Apart from sharing, you can drop your questions so that when I come up again live, I will attend to those questions. Questions on agric, you want to questions on seedlings, questions on seeds, questions on planting, questions on any crop you want to discuss. Just drop the question in the comment section. I'll pick it up and I'll attend to it in the next class. As in, whatever you want to learn on agriculture, you can invite your friends, you can share with people. I'm going to do that for you. I've been a farmer for years. I'm sharing from my experience, and I run the page Farm Villa Resource Center. So we have a lot. I believe you must have benefited. You have been seeing a lot from that page. So, and we have enough to give it. We have enough to update. And like I said, I'll be coming up regularly with the live page so that you can learn a lot from me. So